Okay, this is the deadly section, 3.1 for IG Math. It's a bit hard صراحة. Uh, there's a lot of rules you need. Uh, let's start with. Let's just start. Let's just start. Um, أول شيء, you don't need to see this. Uh, let's start with the first rule. I'll start with the reflections. Okay, the reflections about the x-axis. You know, if you have a point a comma b, if it's reflected about the x-axis, it becomes a comma minus b. You only change the y coordinate. And then the reflection about the y-axis is easy stuff. I'll put this one uh, quickly. It will be a comma b goes to minus a comma b. These are easy. The next one is reflection about vertical lines and horizontal lines. Reflection about a vertical line. And to help understand this, I'll draw it for you. Okay, so let's say I have, this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. Let's say I have a point over here, 1 comma 2. I want to reflect it. That's not 1 comma 2, that's 3 comma 2. I want to reflect it among about the line, this line, which is x equals 1. This line is x equals 1. I want to reflect it to x equals 1. So you know, when you reflect, the same distance before the line is the distance before the line is equal to the distance after that. Obviously it's gonna end up here, right? But in the exam you won't have time to draw this and whatever. I can write this for you as a formula. So this distance is n, and this distance will be n. So yeah, for this distance here is n and n, which is 2n. Okay, so we have this 2n. Why 2n? And why am I drawing it? So you can kind of understand why I'm telling you 2n. So the formula for a reflection about any vertical line is 2n minus x comma y. So if you have any point x comma y, if it's reflected about any vertical line, in this case x equals 1, it will be 2n minus y. And in this case, to apply it, n is, by the way, it's yani the x equals what? X equals, in this case, n is 1. For 2 times 1 minus our original x, which is 3, right? Comma y. The y doesn't change. Since we're reflecting about the x-axis, the y didn't really change. We're still staying on this 2, right? So you'll get 2 times 1, which is 2. 2 minus 3 is minus 1, comma 2. So like it's just a formula. So, and by the way, it is correct because you ended up at minus 1 if this is here 0. Minus 1 comma 2. That's for the vertical line. If you have like this x equals something. Let me clean this up and give it to you like this: 2n minus x comma y. Vertical line, I'll put it in brackets, x equals n. How about horizontal line? Reflection about horizontal line. Fraction about the horizontal line, which is y equals n this time. Same thing, except x stays unchanged, but the y comes 2n minus y. So always that 2 times n. Okay? How about the reflection about y equals x? Y equals x. If you have any point a comma b, it becomes b a. If you had 1 comma 2, becomes 2 comma 1. Very easy. Reflection about y equals minus x. I'm not going to write it again. A comma b goes to minus b minus a. If I'm looking at it, these are the only formulas you really have for reflections. The formulas for now rotations. Okay, the first formula, this is around the origin. Okay, around the origin. The first rotation is 90 degrees clockwise, which is also the same as saying 270 degrees counterclockwise. A comma b goes to b comma minus a. So any point, let's say 2 comma 3, will go to 3 comma minus 2. اللي بعده 90 degrees counterclockwise, which is the same as 270 degrees clockwise. It's goes from AB to minus BA. So any point 2, 3 would go to minus 3, 2. And then you have the 180 degrees, where it goes from AB to minus A minus B. So any point 2, 3 would go to minus 2, minus 3. These are the rotations around the origin. However, sometimes they're going to give you rotations around a fixed point. So let's say rotations around a fixed point. There are formulas for this, but they're very long and like they're a bit complicated. So I'll give you my formula, my way of solving around a fixed point. Okay, let's say I have let's draw it actually to help you understand. Let's say I want, oh, that's a bad line. خلاص هنجرد here. Okay, I have this point over here 4, 2, and I want to rotate it around this point 1, 1. Let's say I want to rotate 90 degrees clockwise. 90 degrees clockwise, we said A comma B goes to B comma minus A. But in this case, you can't say, let's say this is point A, which is 4, 4, 2, and this is point I, which is 1, 1. We can't say 4, 2 becomes 2 minus 4, because you're not rotating around the origin, we're not rotating around A. And I have some steps to solve this, okay? Whenever you want to rotate around a fixed point, the first thing I say is find the vector, okay? Not find the vector, but find يعني yeah, let's just say find the vector, or the translation. I'll call it translation. Find the translation from your point of rotation from I to A. So in this case, our rotation from 1, 1 to 4, 2, it's actually 4 minus 1 is 3, 2 minus 1 is 1. So this is my A comma B now. Okay? So this is actually my A comma B. The A comma B, it's with respect to I. So if you said 4, 2 is your A comma B, then you'd be wrong, because that would be you solving if you're solving for the origin. So we're not solving for the origin, we're not solving around I. But you actually have to find your vector or your translation, your A comma B. So how do you do it? You just minus final minus initial, final minus initial. Okay? Always the final point is your point that you're rotating, and your initial point is the point of rotation, because this doesn't change. I is fixed. المهم, after finding A comma B, it's very easy. You can find the rotation. A comma B becomes B minus A. For this becomes 1 comma minus 3. Does that mean my point is 1 comma minus 3? No. Okay? This is the translation. This is the translation. From what? If you say 1 comma minus 3 is your point, that's if you're working with the origin. So you have to add this to your point of rotation. So you go from 1 comma 1. Let's add it to 1 comma minus 3. You get 2 comma minus 2, which is over here. 2 minus 2 is here. And if you connect them, let's see, does it form a right angle? Yes, it does. And is it clockwise? Yes, it is. So that's the steps. Let's say I want to solve it counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise, we said A comma B goes to minus BA. What's the first step? The first step is to find A comma B, right? And we said we found it last time. 4 minus 1 and then 2 minus 1. You get 3, 1. This is my A comma B. 3 comma 1. So it becomes minus BA, so it becomes minus 1, 3. So this is the translation I now need to apply to my point of rotation, which is 1 comma 1. For 1 comma 1 plus minus 1, oh, minus 1, 3. 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 plus 3, 4. For 0 comma 4, which is up here. Put it in green. And let's connect it from A to I, then from I to the green part, does it form a right angle? Yes, it does. And is it clockwise, counterclockwise? Yes, it is. So this is how you solve no rotations. I know it's a lot, but it's really I'm just trying to explain for you. Screenshot this if you want. Screenshot this if you want. Okay, let's actually start solving now. Question 1. The image of point B under a rotation of 1. Oh, that's bugged. And I know that's bugged because I know that's not question 1. What? My SCP is tweaking. My SCP is tweaking. Wait, let me refresh. Hold up, hold up. So question 1, select on the grid the image of ABC under a translation given by -2, 3, followed by a reflection of the line x equals -1. Okay, we have two steps here. Okay, first we have to translate the images by -2, 3, then we reflect it by x equals -1. A way I like to solve is sheet plot all your points. Okay, what are my points? We have A, which is down here at 3, comma -3. We have B at -1, 2, and we have C at -4, -1. Okay, so let's apply the translation -2, 3. Let's write this like this to make it easier. Oh, not, you can't put the fraction, you're not allowed. Let's write it like this. And this is -1, 2, and -4, -1. Let's write it like this. Okay, and we have -2 plus 3, -2 plus 3, -2 plus 3. Okay, this you get 1, 0, which is 1, comma 0. This you get -3, 5, which is -3, comma 5. This you get -6 and 2, so which is -6, comma 2. These are your 3 points. But we're not done. We have to follow it by a reflection of the line x equals -1. So let's go back to our rules of reflection. We know if you want to reflect it about the vertical line x equals n, it's going to be the same as 2n minus x, y. So 2n minus xy, right? Our n is -1. The rule is, oh, let me change this to red. The rule is 2n minus x comma y. Yeah, طيب. In this case, our n is -1. It's going to be 2 times -1 minus x, which is 1 in this case, comma 0, because our y is 0. Let's repeat the same. 2 times -1 minus -3, so it becomes +3, comma y, which is 5. Again, 2 times -1 minus -6, so +6, comma 2, because 2 is the y. Okay, let's simplify this a bit. -2 minus 1 comes -3, 0. Then -2 plus 3 is 1, comma 5, because the 5 is the y. And then -2 plus 6 is 4, comma 2. So these are our 3 points. Let's take them down. -3, 0. Let's see. -3, 0. It's over here. 1, comma 5. Whoa, wait. Yeah, 1, comma 5. It's over here. And then 4, comma 2, which is over here. That's how you solve. Very simple if you actually have the formulas memorized. Question 2. ABC under a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise about the origin, followed by a reflection in the line y equals -1. For same thing, what are our 3 points? Let's find them. A is -3, 1. B is -3, 4. C is -1, 4. طيب أول شيء is 90 degrees clockwise. 90 degrees clockwise. And the rule for 90 degrees clockwise was A comma B goes to B comma minus A. And it's about the origin, so we can directly apply this formula. For A comma B goes to B comma minus A. So it becomes B comma minus A, so it will become 1 comma 3. A comma B becomes B comma minus A. So you flip the sign of A. You get me? A comma B, B minus A. B goes here, so 1 goes here, and then A goes to the other side, and you flip the sign of A. Becomes -A. So -3 is 3. Well, let me continue. 4 goes here, so 4. Negative 3 goes there and switches the sign. 3. 4 goes here again. Negative 1 goes there and switches the sign. 1. Let's see. Then they say followed by reflection of the line y equals minus 1. If you're reflecting about a vertical line as a horizontal line, it's the same thing, but except 2n minus y, because horizontal is y. Okay, for horizontal is 2n minus, sorry, it's x comma 2n minus y. Let's see. Let's apply the formula. It will be x, which is 1, comma 2n, 2 times minus 1, minus 3. Because minus 1 is our n, huh? Then 4, comma 2 times negative 1. Whoa, why did I put that? 4, comma 2 times negative 1, minus y, which is 3. And then again 4, comma 2 times negative 1, minus 1. Calculate this. 1 stays as 1. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. And then for this one, 4 stays as 4. Negative 2 minus 3 is again negative 5. 4 stays as 4. Then negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Let's check all of these points. 1 comma minus 5 is over here. 4 comma minus 5 is over here. And then 4 comma minus 3 is over here. That's how you solve. Question 3. Again, same thing. Image of ABC under a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise about the origin, followed by a translation negative 3, 1. For the first thing, we have to rotate 90 degrees clockwise. Again, plot your points A, B, C. A is negative 2, negative 2. B is negative 2, 1. Negative 2, 1. And C is negative 4, negative 2. Okay. They're saying 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. فعادي, you can directly apply the formula. 90 degrees clockwise, so A comma B goes to B comma minus A. In this case, negative 2, negative 2. Negative 2 goes here, and then that negative 2 goes there. It switches the sign, so it becomes positive. Then this one goes here, and the negative 2 goes there, so it becomes positive. Negative 2 goes here, stays as negative 2. Negative 4 goes there, becomes positive, because it switches the sign now. Then apply the translation negative 3, 1. Apply it negative 3, 1. So let's write this as a vector notation. Negative 2, 2. And they want negative 3 plus 1. Negative 3 plus 1. Negative 3 plus 1. This is 1, 2. And this is minus 2, 4. Let's do this. Minus 2 minus 3 minus 5. 2 plus 1, 3. That's your first point. 1 minus 3 is minus 2. 2 plus 1, 3. Minus 2 minus 3 minus 5. 4 plus 1, 5. Okay. So we got minus 5 comma 3. Minus 2 comma 3. Minus 5 comma 3. Whoa. 5 قصدي. 5 شو 3. Minus 5 comma 5. Let's check. Do we have these points? Minus 5 comma minus 5 comma 3 over here. Minus 2 comma 3 over here. And then minus 5 comma 5 over here. Question 4. How many minutes is this recording? Yeah. Select on the grid the vertices of the image of ABC 90 degrees counterclockwise. Same thing. كله نفس السؤال صراحة. 90 degrees counterclockwise, but this time about the point 0, negative 2, followed by a translation given by the vector negative 3, 2, negative 2. Okay, let's أول شيء plot the points A, B, C. A is at 2 comma negative 4. B is at 4 comma negative 4. And C is at 2, negative 1. Okay, we want to rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise about the point 0, negative 2. For what are the steps to rotate about 90 degrees counterclockwise? About a point. أول شيء 90 degrees counterclockwise, we said A comma B becomes minus B comma A. Can we solve if we don't have the A comma B? We need to find A comma B first, right? So it's about the point 0, negative 2. So let's solve it for each point. From 2, negative 4, 4, negative 4, and 2, negative 1. Okay? We need to find the A comma B for each one. if we're going from 0 comma negative 2. طيب final minus initial. 2 minus 0, 2 minus 0 is 2, negative 4 minus minus 2 is minus 2, 4 minus 0 is 4, minus 4 minus minus 2 is again minus 2, 2 minus 0 is 2, minus 1 minus minus 2 is 1. Wait, minus 1 minus minus 2, yeah, it's 1. This is your AB for each one. Okay, so let's start with point A. This is our AB. AB becomes minus BA. So it's going to become 2, 2. This is going to become 2, 4. And this is going to become negative 1, 2. Because AB becomes minus BA. So this becomes positive and this goes there. Okay. Now, since we know the translation we have to apply to this point, you can easily find it. 0, negative 2, 2, 2. 0 plus 2 gets you 2. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. 0 plus negative 1 is negative 1. Negative 2 plus 2, 0. You get 3 points. Now we're not done. They want a translation which is negative 3, negative 2. For now, we have to put negative 3, negative 2, right? So minus 3, minus 2. Minus 3, minus 2, minus 3, minus 2. Let's see. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. 0 minus 2 is minus 2. 2 minus 3 again is minus 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. Minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. 0 minus 2 is minus 2. So you get these 3 points, minus 1 minus 2, minus 1 0, and minus 4 minus 2. Again, many steps. Honestly, I think I would see them giving this question written. I'd probably see them giving this question written. This or another question, maybe chapter 6 algebra. I think the written will generally become one of these questions and one of the chapter 6 questions from algebra. Yeah, let me continue because we have a lot of questions. Question 5. Oh, okay. So for this question and the one after, part B, I don't know how to solve. I've asked a good amount of people and I'm lost صراحة. I will record a video on the course revision for the top questions and the grid questions the day before the exam, and I will include this. I'll come back to it then. So يعني in case it comes, because I see a question like this coming written, to be honest. Let's start. The single transformation that maps M onto triangle P. Very easy. Just take any point from M and take the corresponding point of M on the other triangle and see what's the translation. Here it's 4 comma 3 and here it's negative 2 negative 4. You do final minus initial, since they're saying from P, so the final minus initial, so negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6, negative 4 negative 3 is negative 7. That's it. And I said I'll skip part B. Question 6. Again, it's the same thing, by the way, for part B. I'll skip it because I don't know how. From A to C, A and C, A is negative 5 2, C is 8 1. Final minus initial, so 8 minus minus 5 is 13, 1 minus 2 minus 1. Question 7. Okay. A, B, C are under a reflection of the line y equals minus x. Well, what will A, B, and C become? A is 3 comma 0. Under reflection y equals minus x, it becomes negative A, negative B, yeah? Show negative A, negative B, it becomes negative B, negative A. If this is A comma B, it becomes negative B, negative A. Why is it? It feels different, no? Okay. 3 comma 0 will become 0 comma negative 3. 0 comma 4 will become negative 4 comma 0. And negative 3 2 will become negative 2 3. Very simple. Question 8. The pre-image, focus on pre-image, of 6, negative 4 under the rotation about the origin through 90 degrees counterclockwise. When they say pre-image, that means this is the final point. Okay, they're saying through the origin. What's the rule for a 90 degrees counterclockwise rotation? Through the origin, A comma B goes to minus, no, counterclockwise, yeah, minus B comma A. Okay, so there was A comma B, okay, and then it went to minus B comma A. And this minus B comma A is 6, negative 4. If this is minus B comma A, can you figure out what A comma B is? Of course you can. A is negative 4, and B is 6. Wait, why is it negative 6? 6, negative 4. Yeah, negative 6. Why did I put 6? Yeah, negative 6, because it's flipped, right? So A is negative 4, and negative B is 6, so B is negative 6. That's it. شو صار هنا؟ Question 9. Again, pre-image of 3, 5 under a rotation, 270 counterclockwise, so 90 degrees clockwise. They want the pre-image, so this is the final image. What's 90 degrees clockwise? We said 90 degrees clockwise is A comma B goes to B comma minus A. So this AB went to B comma minus A, and it became 3 comma 5. So can we find A and B? Yes, we can. B is 3 and negative A is 5, so A is negative 5. Question 10. The pre-image, again pre-image, of K under a rotation through the origin 180 degrees is something something. So K was A comma B. They want 180 degrees. 180 degrees is A comma B goes to negative A, negative B. So this negative 3, negative 2 goes to 3 comma 2. That's it. 180 doesn't matter, pre-image or post-image or whatever. It doesn't matter, because it's the same thing. 180 stays 180. Whatever you do, 180 degrees is always 180 degrees. Yeah, and it doesn't really matter. That's why we don't say 180 degrees counterclockwise or 180 degrees clockwise, because if you move 180 degrees, you'll end up in the same place, regardless of which direction you're moving. Question 11. They gave you 2 points. What's the vector between them? You do final minus initial. 2 minus minus 1 is 3. 0 minus 4 is minus 4. Then they're saying the inverse translation. The inverse means negative, negative. That's it. And no, the opposite. What's opposite of moving 3 to the right? 3 to the left, so negative 3. What's opposite of moving 4 down? It's 4 up, so positive 4. So when we say inverse, it means just switch the sign. What's the image of P under this translation 3 minus 4? 0, 0, 3 minus 4 becomes 3 minus 4. What's the pre-image of S under this translation? When you're working with translations, okay, it's and you want the pre-image of anything, it's a good idea to find the inverse translation. Okay, so since you want the pre-image, we want the inverse. It's before, so we're going backwards, so we're going to use the inverse. If I 2 negative 3, negative 3 4, 2 minus 3 is minus 1, minus 3 plus 4 is 1, so you get negative 1 1. Question 12. Reflection in the y-axis, you only change the x, so it becomes 2 negative 5. And then question 13, reflection in the x-axis, negative 1 3, you only change the y for negative 1 negative 3. Question 14, 90 degrees counterclockwise around the origin, 90 degrees counterclockwise, a comma b becomes negative ba. Okay, so this negative 4 2 becomes negative 2 negative 4. Question 15. Find the vector final minus initial, 50 minus 26 and 80 minus 14. You get 24 and 66. Question 16. Reflection in the x-axis, so this is pretty straightforward. X-axis and only change the y's, for 3 0 there's nothing to change from 0. 0 4 0 it becomes 0 negative 4, negative 3 2 becomes negative 3 negative 2 because you change the 2. Question 17, the coordinates of the image t 5 2 under reflection in the line y equals x. If its reflection of y equals x, a comma b goes to b comma a. Question 18, reflection of the line y equals minus x. Remember, a comma b goes to minus b comma a. For 5 comma negative 4 becomes 4 comma minus b minus a, negative 5. Wait, no, 4 comma negative 5. It's like 5 comma negative 4 becomes 4 comma negative 5. Switch, take this here, switch the sign, take this here and switch the sign. Question 19. Point B under a rotation 180 degrees. Again, AB goes to minus A minus B. Negative 6 becomes 6 and 1 becomes negative 4. That's it for this quiz. Thank you so much for watching and good luck.